Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Book with Smitty. Today I'll be doing my very first TBR entitled Pop Goes a TBR, so let's get into it. Okay, so let me just tell you real quickly how this works. So here I have my random TBR, and for those that are new to booktubing, TBR just means to be read. I have a whole bunch of books on my actual shelf that I just keep buying and piling up and don't read. And I also add a lot of books on my Goodreads shelf that I don't read. So this is a way for me to read the books that I bought and purchased, and I want to do it in an interesting way. So I decided to put all my prompts that interest me in a random TBR box. So I found this website that has a whole bunch of interactive templates that I could use in a class with my students. I sifted through them and I found this that I can use to talk about books. So the way it works is you can click on here. I've already added the prompts beforehand, so they're already like behind or inside these virtual boxes. Now here I could click on here and have a random spinner choose the book for me like this. So that's one of my prompts, which means I could choose a book that's my choice, or I could do what I'm going to do today is I'm going to spin the wheel. So let me just refresh this. Sorry. I'm going to go back. All right, so I've started all over again. Actually, let me just make sure that, let me start this. I am going to shuffle. And we're ready to go. So the way that it works is that I'm going to spin the wheel, and whatever the wheel lands on, I will then open that box, and then I will have to find a book that matches that prompt. Now, I've added and embedded certain tricks to the game. So, for example, in here I have I believe 2 bonus grabs, which means if I land on that, I have to pull another book. So that's going to add another book to the 5 that I already have. If I spin the wheel and land on a number again, then I have to grab another book. All right, so I believe that's all the rules, and if it's not, when it comes up, then I will explain the rule then. Let's get into it. All right, so we're all set up and ready to go. I'm super excited for my very first TBR. So let me start by opening the windows. All right, so I have 28 prompts hidden under the boxes. And 28 numbers on the wheel, so I'm choosing 5 books. So that means I have to spin 5 times. So let's start with spin number 1. Okay, so number 17. The bonus grab. All right, that's fine. That just means I have to spin again and grab an extra book. So instead of 5, we have 6. So let's resume our spin. Spin number 2. $18. You got How many bonus grabs did I put in here? Oh my gosh, I don't even remember. All right, so that's 2 bonus grabs. That's 2 extra spins. And so that means I should have a total of 7 books. Right now I have 0. Let's spin again. I don't think I have any more bonus grabs. Let's spin it. All right, 5. A BIPOC author. All right, so I have to find a book that has an author that is a Black Indigenous person of color. Okay, so let me go find one. Alright, so for my first book, I've chosen Legend Born by Tracy Dion. So I'm super excited to read this book because everybody's talking about Legend Born, and I can't get into the conversation because I haven't read it yet. So, alright, I'm super excited. That's book number one. I think I lost track of my spins, but I know that I have to have 7 books. So I have one, so I guess we have 6 more spins. There we go. That was easy to figure out. All right, number 4, a book that became a movie or a show. All right, so I know that I have like 2 or 3, so let me go find one. I'll be right back. All right, so I found To All the Boys I've Loved Before, which was a Netflix movie. This was a long time ago. This was out. So, okay, so I'm excited to finally read this book, and bonus, I get to watch the movie as well. Okay, so let's spin again. All right, 27. A Barnes & Noble Top 100 bestseller list. All right, so I have to go to the Barnes & Noble's website to find Barnes & Noble's Top 100 bestseller list. Okay, so I found, actually should have put from the teens and young adult bestseller list. So let me see if I can find, I want a book that I actually have, that I physically own that I can add. I actually think I have We Were Liars. So let me go check and see if I have We Were Liars. Okay, so I did have We Were Liars, and so I'm going to add that to my list for the month of August. So I have 3 books, so now we have to continue spinning because we need a total of 7. Right, 8. All right, come on. A middle grade book. That's cool. All right, so I actually have a lot of middle grade and young adult books. So, and middle grade and young adult sort of blur depending on the book. So, I think I have a good one in mind. Let me go find it. All right, so I found a good one. I found City Spies, which is the Golden Gate, the second edition to the whole sequel of City Spies. I actually just finished reading the first one last week, so I'm super excited that this series is fresh in my head. So now I have 4 books, and we have to spin 3 more times. So let's spin again. Okay, no, yes. Ooh, okay, so we have 25. All right, so we have 25, a title that begins with the first initial of your name. So that could be the first initial of my first, middle, or last name. So, okay, let me go find one. All right, so I found Ace of Spades. The S begins with the first letter of my last name, Smith. So, yeah, there we go. Now we have, 5 books. Have 2 more spins. So I have 2 more spins. Let's continue. All right. 15. Book by an author you never read before. Okay, so I actually have a lot of books in here by authors I've never read before, so this is an easy pick. Let me go grab a book. Okay, so I found Jackpot by Nick Stone, which I actually on the back just realized that she is the author of Dear Martin and Dear Justin. Which I also just realized on the back, she is the author of Dear Martin and Dear Justice, which I never read before, but is on my list. So I'm excited about this one, Jackpot by Nick Stone. I've never heard of this author. So, yeah, I'm excited to read her work. And so this should be the last spin, hopefully. All right, 13. Read a fairy tale retelling. Okay. So I actually just discovered fairy tale retelling. I read last week The Land of Lost Story, which was hilarious. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but that book was hilarious, and it got me more interested in reading fairy tale retelling. So I actually bought a whole bunch of fairy tale retellings, and they came yesterday. So let me go choose one. I'll be right back. I found Cinder by Marissa Meyer, and so this is one of the books from the Lunar Chronicles. So she wrote Cinder, Scarlet, Cress, and Winter. So yeah, this came yesterday, so it just came in time for my TBR. So I should have 7, 3, 6, 7. Yep, I have 7. All right, so let's go over all the books that I'll be adding to my TBR list for the month of August. All right, so the first one is a book that became a movie or a show, and I've chosen To All the Boys I've Loved Before, which is about this young lady right here who's written love letters to 5 boys that she has loved before. So the next one is a BIPOC author, and that is Tracy Dion, who wrote Legendborn. And so the cover is what caught my attention first. This book is set in a school, and I love all things set in a school. I don't know if it's because I'm a teacher, but I love when books are set in a school. So yeah, Legendborn, that's book number 2. The next one is a middle grade book, so I chose City Spies. I just finished reading the first one, which was fabulous. It's about a young girl. This man shows up and sort of recruits her into this spy camp program that she is now a part of. And so this is part 2 of City Spies. There's a whole bunch of other kids that are in the program, and they've all been recruited for some talent that they have. And so her talent is she knows how to hack into computer systems, and so that's how she was recruited. All right, so I'm excited about this book also, and I love sequels, and I particularly love that I chose this one because it's fresh. At least I read the first one last week, and it's fresh in my head. Okay, the next one is a fairy tale retelling, so I chose Cinder by Marissa Meyer. This is part of the Lunar Chronicles, and this is like a Cinderella retelling. All right, so the next prompt is to choose a book by an author you've never read before. So I've never read a book by Nick Stone, so I'm excited about reading this book. I love her hair. Her hair is gorgeous. This is why I actually chose the book, because of her hair. But then I read on the back, and I'm excited to read about this young lady. So this young lady, she is helping out her family who's poor and struggling by working in like like one of them stores that when you go to the gas station, there's like a store you can get snacks and stuff like that. So she works in one of those kind of stores, and somebody comes in and plays the number and they win, but they don't come and claim their prize. So she's on the lookout for that person because she's hoping that that person will give her a payout and she could hit a jackpot and help her family. Then, of course, I had 2 bonus grabs, which means I had to spend 2 extra slots. And so I didn't choose. I landed on a title that begins with the first initial of your name, and it could be the beginning of my first, middle, or last. So I chose Ace of Spades for S for the last initial of my name. Now, I had saw this book advertised and I don't know why I didn't want to read it, but I saw one day, I don't know if you can see it, like I'm never sure how this camera works, but the school schedule. So this class schedule was posted on Instagram, and I was like, well, what book has this class schedule? And then when I searched, I saw it was Ace of Spades, and then I read what the book was about, and then that's what interested me. It was really the class schedule that interested me. Like I said, I love books that are set in school, and this book is about these 2 who are in a prestigious school. And within that school, they get recruited for this elite program. And once they get recruited for this elite program, all of a sudden somebody named Ace starts sending mysterious text messages threatening to expose deep secrets that they want to keep hidden. So yeah, this is also a book that everybody has been reading lately and talking about, and I couldn't get in a conversation because I hadn't read the book yet. Last book I have is We Were Liars by, who is this by? E. Lockhart. So this is Barnes& Noble's top 100 bestseller list. So yep, here are my books for the month of August. I'm super excited to get started and reading all these books. But in addition, I'm also reading The Once and Future Witches. And then I also am still reading Barack Obama, A Promised Land. I'll probably be reading this till October because it's not a story, so I can't read it as fast as I can other books. So with that being said, I hope that you like everything that you saw, and if you want more content from me, please don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and also that bell so you can be notified when I upload new videos. So thank you for coming back and have a blessed day.